Most people think that it takes decades to go from having no credit to securing something like the American Express Platinum card, but what if I told you that that's all bullshit? I've helped over 4,900 people secure premium credit cards and buy their dream homes in as little as 18 months using this simple 6-step strategy. And it all starts with understanding that credit building isn't about time, it's about strategy. The banks don't care if you've had credit for 10 years, if you've been using it wrong. They care about consistent behavior, responsible usage, and proving you can handle increasing amounts of credit. I've seen people with 5 years of credit history get rejected for basic credit cards because they never learned the game. And I've seen people go from zero credit to 50,000 plus credit limits and premium credit cards in under 2 years because they followed the exact systems that I'm about to show you. This isn't about shortcuts or tricks. This is about understanding what banks actually want you to see and giving it to them faster than anyone else. But before we dive in, if this helps you accelerate your credit journey, drop a like and subscribe, because most financial advisors will never tell you any of this stuff. Now, before we dive deep into this, let's answer a basic question: why climbing the credit ladder actually matters. It matters because better credit cards mean better rewards, better perks, and better financial opportunities. But more importantly, the credit history you build determines whether you can get a mortgage, what interest rates you'll pay, and even whether you can rent certain apartments. The difference between bad credit and excellent credit can cost you hundreds of thousands of pounds over your lifetime in higher interest rates and fees. But excellent credit also unlocks premium cards that can save you thousands per year in travel and rewards. The ladder exists because banks want to see you handle smaller amounts of credit responsibly before trusting you with larger amounts. Our job is to climb it as efficiently as possible and as fast as possible. Now, step number one is establishing a foundation. If you have no credit history, you need to start somewhere. But most people start wrong and waste months or years on suboptimal products. You want to go for secured cards as your first option. Secured cards require a cash deposit that becomes your credit limit. Deposit something like £500 and get a £500 credit limit. The key is choosing the right secured card that will actually help you graduate to better products. Now, the best secured cards I can give as examples are the Capital One Platinum Secured. It graduates to an unsecured automatically when you show good behavior. The Discover It Secured also earns rewards and graduates after 6 to 12 months to an unsecured credit card. And the Barclay Card Forward has no annual fee and a good graduation track record. Now, what I want you to do is avoid secured cards with annual fees or poor graduation policies. You want cards that are clearly stepping stones, not permanent solutions. Now, this is for those that are actually students or recent graduates. You can actually go for a student credit card, and they are often better than secured credit cards because they don't require deposits and often offer rewards. For example, some of the best student credit cards are the Discover It Student. It has a 5% rotating category plus doubled within the first year. You get the Capital One Journey, which has a 1.25% on everything after paying on time, or the Chase Freedom Student, which gives you access to the Chase ecosystem early. Student credit cards often have more lenient approval requirements, but similar credit building powers to regular credit cards. But please only apply for one card only. Don't get greedy and apply for multiple credit cards when you have no history. First get approved, use it responsibly for 6 months, then you want to move on to step two. Now, step two is building a perfect 6-month history. This is where most people mess up. They get their first credit card and use it randomly without understanding what banks want to see. Every action during these 6 months determines how fast you can climb. Now, what you want to do is have a purchase frequency of around 2 to 5 transactions per month. You don't use your card once per month. You don't use it 50 times per month. Banks want to see regular, consistent usage. Make 2 to 5 small purchases monthly. That be coffee, groceries, petrol, streaming services. This shows you're actually using the credit without being dependent on it. it also ensures your card stays active and reports consistently to credit bureaus. Another thing that is key is your utilization rate. You want to keep it below 15%, ideally within 5 to 10%. This is crucial. Keep your statement balance under 10% of your credit limit, but ideally between 1 to 5%. If you have a £500 limit, your statement should show £5 to £25, never more than £50. The key is statement balance, not your actual usage. You can spend £200 during the month just to pay it down to £25 before your statement generates. Now, the next thing you want to do is make sure your payment timings are done correctly. Always pay your balance in full and always early. Pay your full statement balance at least 3 days before the due date. Never carry a balance, never make minimum payments, never be late. Perfect payment history for 6 months is non-negotiable. Set up automatic payments for the full balance as backup, but pay manually most of the time to stay engaged with your credit accounts. Now, a little secret weapon that you can use is the authorized user strategy. This is the hack that most people don't know about. Get added as an authorized user to someone else's old account with excellent payment history and low utilization. Ask a parent, family member, or a trusted friend with 5-year-old account at least, perfect payment history and low utilization at least under 20% and a high credit limit. Their entire account history will then get added to your credit report instantly, giving you years of credit history and increasing your average account age. Important thing to note is that you don't need the physical card. Just being added as an authorized user is more than enough. You can even ask them not to give you the card if they're concerned about you using it. Now, moving on to step 3, and step 3 is leveraging your credit profile. Now that we've passed the 6-month perfect behavior period, it's time to start leveraging what you've built. This is where you begin separating yourself from people who stay stuck with the basic cards. Request credit limit increases before applying for new cards. Increase the limit on your existing cards. This improves your utilization ratio and shows other banks that your current issuers trust you with more than enough credit. Most issuers allow online credit limit increase requests, so ask for a 2 to 3 times on your current limit, and if you have a £500 limit, ask for something like a £1,500 limit, and the worst case is they say no or offer you a lower limit. Once you've done that, you can now pick your next card, and these are some I would recommend. Something like the Chase Freedom Unlimited, which gives you 1.5% on everything, and Chase's ecosystem is now accessible to you. The Citi Double Cash, which gives you 2% on everything. It's simple and valuable. And in the Capital One Quicksilver, which gives you 1.5% on everything and has an easy approval rate. Choose based on your spending patterns and long-term strategy. If you want to eventually get a Chase Premium card, obviously go with the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now that you've done that, you want to implement the 2-card system. Use your original credit card for small recurring purchases to keep it active. Use your new rewards card for larger purchases and most spending to earn rewards. This builds history with multiple issuers and demonstrates you can manage multiple accounts responsibly. Most importantly, it increases your total available credit, which improves your utilization ratio. Now, step number 4 is optimizing your strategy. After 12 months with multiple cards and perfect payment history, you can start optimizing for maximum value and preparing for premium cards. You want to develop a reward strategy. Stop using random credit cards for random purchases. Develop a system. You want to use your highest earning credit card for each category. You also want to track quarterly rotating categories and maximize each one of them. And you also want to time large purchases with the welcome bonus requirements. This optimization alone shows banks you're a valuable customer who will use their products actively. Now, step number 5 is where it starts to get interesting. This is where you pick your ecosystem. After about 18 months of perfect credit behavior, it's time to choose an ecosystem and start concentrating your activity for maximum benefits. The Chase ecosystem is great for beginners. Why go for Chase? Because you get the ultimate rewards transfer to excellent airlines and hotel partners. You get clear upgrade paths from the Freedom to the Sapphire to the Reserved card. You get good approval odds if you start with their basic card, and you get strong welcome bonuses and ongoing earning rates. The path that you want to follow if you do go down the Chase route is the Freedom Unlimited, then you move to the Sapphire Preferred, then you go to the Sapphire Reserve, and then you go for some of their business cards. Now, another ecosystem you can go down the rabbit hole of is the American Express ecosystem. And this is best for anyone who is a high spender, because you get membership rewards that have excellent transfer partners, you get premium benefits and amazing customer service, you get multiple cards that can earn you points in the same program, you get strong welcome bonuses, especially on their premium cards. And if you do go down the American Express path, these are the cards you should follow: the blue cash every day, then the gold card, then the platinum card, and then finally the business cards. Another not so popular ecosystem that you could go down, which is pretty good, is the Capital One ecosystem, and it's best for simplicity because you get venture miles that transfer to multiple partners, you get simple earning structures, you get good approval odds, and no foreign transaction fees on most of their cards. And the path you should follow if you do choose to go down Capital One is the Quicksilver card, the Venture X, and then finally dabble in their business cards. Now, once you choose an ecosystem, it's time to start points pooling. You can earn points across multiple cards in the same program. For example, with Chase, you can earn ultimate rewards on Freedom Unlimited, which gives you 1.5x on everything, Freedom Flex, which gives you 5x rotating categories, and the Sapphire Preferred, that gives you 2x travel and dining, all points pooled together for massive redemption power. Now, the sixth and final step is finally applying for the premium credit cards. After about 24 months of perfect credit behavior, multiple cards, and demonstrated loyalty to your chosen ecosystem, and some of the things that they look out for before you apply for a premium credit card is that your credit score is at least above 740 for best approval odds, your annual income is around 40,000, your credit history is about 2 years or older with perfect payment history, and you have existing relationships 12 months or more with the same issuer, and you have low utilization across all your cards, about 10% or under. And before you decide to apply for your premium credit cards, just be careful and time your application correctly. Only apply when you have large natural expenses coming up to easily meet those welcome bonus requirements. Never apply for a premium credit card if you can't naturally spend the required amount. And those are the 6 steps to climb up the ladder. And let's just quickly break it down in a quick summary, where in months 1 to 6 is the foundation building with secured credit cards or student credit cards and an authorized user added to it. Within months 6 to 12, you want to add rewards credit cards and have perfect utilization and payment history. Within months 12 to 18, you want to choose an ecosystem, optimize strategy, possibly even add a business card. Within months 18 to 24, you want to build deeper relationships with chosen issuers and maximize their rewards. And finally, after months 24 and onwards, you want to apply for premium credit cards with confidence. This timeline gets you from no credit to premium credit cards in just under 2 years, instead of having to wait 5 to 7 years like most normal people. Now, some common mistakes I see people make when climbing the ladder are that they apply for too many credit cards too quickly. Stick to the timeline, don't get greedy. They also carry balances. Interest charges kill your progress and hurt your score. They also ignore business cards, missing out on better bonuses and separate credit limits. And they also don't choose an ecosystem. They spread their points across multiple programs, reducing their redemption value. And finally, they skip one of the most easiest things, adding an authorized user to their account. This is missing easy credit history and the easiest boost of your life. What I recommend people to do if you really want to take this seriously is track your progress. Use a spreadsheet or apps to track it. Credit scores from all 3 bureaus monthly should be tracked. Credit limits and utilization across all your cards should be tracked. Application dates and welcome bonus progresses should be tracked. Points balances across all programs should be tracked. And this data helps you make informed decisions about when to apply for new cards and which strategies are working and which strategies are not working. The credit ladder system I've just shared with you will get you from zero credit to premium credit cards faster than 95% of people, but only if you actually follow the system consistently. Most people get impatient and skip steps or apply for cards way too early. Don't be those people. Follow the timeline, build perfect payment history, and the premium credit cards will come. If this system helps you fast track your credit journey, smash that like button and subscribe for more advanced credit strategies. Comment below what step you're currently on. I read every single comment and might feature your progress in my future video. I'll see you in the next video where I might be breaking down exactly which premium credit cards to target based on your spending patterns and goals. Remember, building excellent credit isn't about time, it's about strategy. Follow the system and you'll climb the ladder faster than anyone else.